There's been a major narrative shift in Cleveland. After Dillon Gabriel's shaky play, the Browns are suddenly hyping up Shedeur Sanders like they believed in him all along. Funny how fast the story changed when the results don't match the plan. Buddy doubled down on what he said, the clip I just showed y'all. So now, this is what the Browns doing. They actually done start doing it. I told y'all that it was gonna be the bye week. I told y'all they're gonna start putting out little stuff, and then the bye week come after next week. Well, after this Sunday, the Browns got a bye week, and the bye week gonna set it up for Albert Beer, one of the biggest Shedeur haters, or Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport to come out with some news about Shedeur, because they did it before the Browns played the Ravens. Adam Schefter did. They did it. Albert Beer did it the week before training camp started during the summer. And you guaranteed, I'm telling you right now, something gonna come out about Shedeur during this bye week that gonna make headlines, because it ain't gonna be nothing to talk about besides Dillon Gabriel done played bad. Is Shedeur gonna start versus the Jets out of the bye week? And this is what all these positive narratives is coming out. People want to change. The Browns trying to change the narrative about Shedeur so they can take the credit. For when he go out there and play good. I told you, Andrew Berry either gonna look like a fool or he gonna look like a genius.
I don't think it's coincidence. Through 3 games, he's been pretty unremarkable, and we're starting to hear some of the development that the Browns are telling the local reporters.
This has been my whole point the entire time, was that this was always going to happen this way, and we started to see it 2 weeks ago, and now we're seeing it last week, and now you're seeing it again today. The idea that once you start to see who Dillon Gabriel is, and they start to see who Dillon Gabriel is, they're going to try to take some credit for Shedeur Sanders. This is it. This is their saving grace, is the idea that they're going to try to make it seem as if Shedeur was not even close to ready previously, and now all of a sudden, voila, he's ready. And I'm telling you guys, nothing's changed with Shedeur Sanders. Nothing's changed with him relative to where he was before the season got underway. I'm sure Stefanski's doing some time and some work with him, but there's no drastic leap that's happened. He's always been better than Dillon. He remains better than Dillon, and now we're just counting out the time until the Browns actually put him out there. I cannot stress enough the point that with more struggling that you see, or really from a 3-game sample size with Dillon that they're less than impressed with, the more chatter you're going to hear about Shedeur Sanders all of a sudden overcoming all these made-up obstacles that they put in his way. And I just think it's such a farce, and it just feels so wrong that they're able to do this and get away with it. On a fundamental level, it just feels like someone.
Every NFL team does this.
I know, but it feels like dragging Shedeur through the idea that for his reputation and his name, for months on end, people thought he can't play the position. And they told enough people behind the scenes, and you know this firsthand, Nick, they told enough people behind the scenes that he was so far behind, laughably far behind, and all these other things, just so they could make themselves look good in the end of it. And that's all they're trying to do. Oh, we fixed Shedeur. We got him to a spot where we could play him, and thank goodness we did just in the nick of time. And I just think it's wrong. I think it's wrong to besmirch his name that way, and I think it's wrong to go ahead and drag his name through the mud that way when he didn't deserve that.
This man, I like him. He be speaking the truth. And he done spoke. When he first said that, I'm like, wow, he right. And I got bit. Wow, he right. These folk about to switch up the narrative. That's why I played the first one for y'all. Because they already done started it. And it going to be little bit by little bit by little bit. And then it's going to roll, snowball into Shedeur. Oh, he's starting. All of a sudden, Tony Rizzo come out and say, Shedeur gonna play the last 4 games no matter what. Mary Kay tweeted, Shedeur got elite arm accuracy. Then she messed around and said this.
Look good. They're not going to give up on him too quickly. And that would probably open up a can of worms for them if they start throwing Shedeur in there, even in spot duty right now. So I'm not really feeling that or really seeing it. But I will say this. In practice, Shedeur Sanders has been making a ton of progress. He looks really good. I've been saying this over and over again. If you put Shedeur and Dillon Gabriel side by side or one after the other in a 7-on-7 red zone drill, I think that Shedeur would probably win that drill much of the time. Or if you put them up against each other in a pockets drill where you're throwing the ball into the little pockets in the net, I think Shedeur would win that a lot of the time. But there are so many other things that you have to do. You have to be able to protect yourself. You have to be able to read the defense. You have to be able to call the play, slide the protections, manage the motions, and do all those things. He's coming up the learning curve very, very quickly and very well on all of that. The reviews I'm hearing from inside the building are really, really good on Shedeur's progress right now. But I think they still want to give Dillon some time. Now, he's got to make some points out there. He's got to produce and generate some touchdown passes. But for now, I think the status quo will be maintained.
Mary Kay, you ain't saying nothing we ain't seen already. We seen Shedeur during training camp be the best quarterback in training camp. Y'all created a quarterback tracker. Shedeur had the best completion percentage in practice, going with the 3s and the 4s. So what you think he gonna do with the 1s? I don't understand it. Dillon Gabriel was throwing interceptions in overthrows and incompletions in training camp. What he doing in the game? It's the same thing. Don't come up here and try to flip what we already done seen. Y'all been seeing that video of Shedeur throwing that thing in the when Joe Flacco went, he missed it. Dillon Gabriel went, he missed it. Then Shedeur get up there, he hit it in the basket thing she talking about. We seen this already. But for these haters and these trolls, she gonna say it for them because they ain't seen it. Or they seen it and didn't believe it. This ain't nothing new. But here it is. Here it go. The positive narratives. They trying to flip the script. They trying to pump up Shedeur. You already done bled that man for all the money you could. Now you got to flip it. So when you start them, you got to sell out that stadium. They were saying this last home game, it was some empty seats out there. That's what I heard. I wasn't there, so I don't know. Y'all tell me. But if it were empty seats out there, and I got the most hyped quarterback on my roster, and if I announce that I'm going to start him, I'm selling out the stadium. The preseason game was the preview of everything. Shedeur playing and what's going to happen with the ticket sales. Jimmy, I told y'all, Jimmy was not a billionaire owning an NFL franchise. Jimmy was already a billionaire before he got the Browns. That's a businessman. A businessman understand if I can get a hot commodity, Shedeur Sanders, at a steep discount, $4.6 million a year, for 4 years, $1 million a year. I done made that $4.6 million maybe the first 2-3 weeks he was on the team. Now everything is profit. And now I'm about to triple down. I ain't say double down. He about to triple down because the jersey was the first one. And then the speculation was going on to have your team in the news and in the media every day. That's the double down. Now you about to triple down by saying Shedeur gonna start, then you gonna sell out the stadium. They making so money off this man, and y'all worry about little old me creating content. I ain't no billionaire. I don't make that much money. I like talking about Shedeur, and I just called out the wrong. I was doing it before y'all even got here. Go look at my channel. I was talking about Shedeur in Colorado, Travis Hunter, Colt Prime. I went to the Jackson State Celebration Bowl. How many of y'all been? And talking about me, but I'm just saying. I had bought my tickets a whole month before that game. Then when they announced, didn't even know Shedeur was gonna start. Then they announced Shedeur start them tickets for the preseason game skyrocketed. So what you think about to happen when they announced Shedeur gonna start versus Tennessee, Cam Ward versus Shedeur? What you think about to happen? It's already on ESPN, but it's gonna be everywhere. NFL probably gonna put it up on the NFL. You type in NFL.com, you're gonna probably see Shedeur versus Cam Ward, Tennessee versus the Browns up there that week, that game coming up. Y'all think I'm crazy. I've been 100 for 100 on this stuff. I ain't saying they're gonna happen, but it's more likely to happen. I'm telling you, this is ridiculous, man. These folk think they playing boo-boo the fool.
My savage, Moneymane in the thing of a T and playing no games. Should I already know my name when I speak NCC flame. Got my YouTube poppin', man. Like, subscribing, everything in between. You already know Moneymane.